We've heard a lot this afternoon.
We've heard a lot. And, my feeling is, my impression is in nearly every panel, including now, we heard speed. Speed up the processes, increase the volume, and more quality will come out, more spin-outs will come out. And I think it's crucial, if I got the message right, to have the right governance in place, that you can speed up the processes, to streamline, to learn from the others, so that you can actually keep it up to market. We did a series on corporate venturing, and it's similar there. You have corporates investing in startups. If they have the right governance, similar to the private market, to the private VCs, they are super welcome investors. If they don't, then they can slow down the processes, and that's where it gets tricky. And I assume it's similar with universities, with academia. One of big learnings, so we have to work together as an ecosystem on figuring out how to speed up these processes. But the good thing is, I don't think we have to figure it out on our own. There's international best practices that we heard today that were shared with us, and we just need to implement it.
Yes, we need framework, as you mentioned. We need framework, we need commitment, and also the regulations and the next step to take the speed to the next level.
Fantastic. Before we move on, I just like to ask our audience for final input from them.
Yes.
Namely, we'd like to ask you another question today. Which topics should we discuss at next year's conference? As the final Slido cloud, again, in your right-hand side in the chat, please give us your input. Thank you for all the input so far. I mean, it was great from the very beginning, the expectations and all the input. What would they expect from the ecosystem? I think this is all things that you take with you.
Of course. And that's also why we are curious about next year. This is also a hint that, of course, we are planning to do the conference again. Give us your feedback and their ideas for the next year. Your expectations you managed in the beginning of the event. I noted some of them. I think the biggest one was insights, getting insights, but also inspiration. Also get, expand the network and get ideas how to connect about equity, about value, and all these points have been mentioned. Maybe something to add, especially for the networking part. You all registered via P2Match. It is open. The network is still open after the conference, which means you can connect and interact with the people also after the event.
Fantastic. Lisa, such events wouldn't be possible without great partners. Would you like to mention some of them?
Yes, I would like to. And in the meantime, you can also still post the next topics. So we have some more times left. I would like to say a very, very big thank you to all the partners that made it possible that we can organize the conference as it was this year, and it is still this year. But first of all, I also want to mention a partner, because we cannot just thank partners and corporations. We can also celebrate a birthday, which is to you, Dejan, because Broadcast is getting 10 years and you're celebrating today. So thank you for taking the time doing this, even though you're having your big birthday bash today. Congratulations.
Thank you, Lisa.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. It was really my pleasure. We've been doing this since day one, and it's a super important topic also for us. I thank you and your whole team for pulling this off. I know a lot of energy and power goes into it, and so please continue with it.
I say the same to you, and I wish you a happy birthday and a great celebration party today.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Shall we have a look of what topics does our audience wish for next year?
Yes.
Austrian success stories. I think we have more and more every year. Building a team. Okay, there was a topic today at one point, but this seems to be a tricky thing for the researchers, but a lot of support there. Very smart people who can learn to manage, who can learn to be managers as well in their own companies. Happy birthday. Thank you so much. Private growth capital to EUAT, Austria. University cooperation. That was interesting. And I also thought we need some formalized process to it, but we actually just need universities who do it, who reach out.
And this was also something mentioned for the ecosystem. There was also mentioned have stronger connections and interaction network. Maybe this can also fit together.
Foundation as investors. How to attract investors to Austria. Infrastructure opportunity. So we have a lot of input. You'll take all of this input with you anyway to your team,
Yes.
and to think about what could be done next year. Infrastructure are getting the biggest.
Big.
What do you think is meant by that? I think I'm quite curious what will happen with this new initiative, AWE's spin-off initiative, with the professionalization of Beteiligungsgesellschaften of the university. This, I think, could be very interesting development in the future.
And to have the next steps there and even further. So it is still getting bigger.
Good.
Great. Yeah. Post-academia, investors, we said it before, tech. Actually, I thought there's also more co-investment. I also thought about the corporate part because I think it was mentioned in the ecosystem and in the expectations, but it's not that much. Good to know. Labs.
Maybe that's still a hidden potential, also to include corporates more into the spin-off ecosystem. We heard Verbund today on my panel. They're very open to investing into spin-offs as well, especially if the processes and the terms get streamlined.
Yeah, probably also connected with the investors part.
Yeah. It's fantastic to see how the ecosystem around spin-offs in Austria is maturing, how we're learning more and more, developing more and more, and hopefully producing more and more spin-offs in the future. Labs. That's an interesting part. I went to Lisbon this year because I think they are the innovation capital of the year, and we looked at many labs there at the universities. Very interesting perspectives. I should rather have a look at our universities. I think they're also really, really excellent in terms of their labs and infrastructure.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Feel free to further add.
Feel free to further add.
Yes. And I started with the partners before, and we have some more.
Yes.
Should I follow on with them? Because I said happy birthday and the first thank you, and I would like to add some more to our list because there are more thank yous to say. First of all, to the initiators, because they said, A+B, you are allowed to organize it this year, and they helped us with their network, with Insight, how it happened so far, which means a big thank you and shout out to Herbert, Hermann, and Jasmin and the institutions behind. Thank you for the initiatives that you initiated, but also you made it possible that we can organize it this year. Moreover, I would like to say a big, big thank you to our partners, AWS and FFG. We've heard them today in the pitching part, but also on the panel. Thank you for being partner and making it possible. And moreover, we are having the Federation of Austrian Industry and the Chamber of Commerce as partners. Also, thank you. We are having the evening event. We will tell you more in a second at the Chamber of Commerce. So also a shout out. And then I would like to give another very, very big thank you to some people that have not been seen that much, because I was talking for A+B, but actually I would like to thank all my colleagues, because I remember it was some months or over a year again when we started talking about the Spin-off Austria conference and the possibility to organize it. And all my colleagues immediately said, let's do it, let's work together, let's spread the word. And not just for the conference, but throughout the year, the A+B network is an awesome incubator network, which means a big thank you to all colleagues from A+B for organizing it together. And a special shout out and thank you to Raphael for taking the lead of the organization, and Teresa for supporting and taking all the steps together and having a look at everything. Thank you for that. But having thank yous also means very often that it's that it's the ending, but actually that's not true for today. We are having the evening event now, and are happy to meet all of you. We know, Dejan, we won't see each other because you are having the birthday bash.
Maybe you could come after.
We will see. I can imagine you're probably celebrating longer. But for the moment, we also invite you to participate at the networking format of the Spin-off Austria conference, which is the next part of this conference. We meet at 6:30 and get some more insights, panel discussions, and a lot of networking opportunities. So we are happy to see you.
Where?
At the Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
at 6:30.
And tickets are still available in case somebody didn't apply for it?
Yes. Feel free to do so, and please register online. So not go there directly. Register with the website. Pretty much. Yeah.
Lisa, it was a great day. One of really my favorite conferences because I think it adds a lot of value to the ecosystem. Thank you for pulling off. Thank you that I could co-moderate with you, and I leave you the closing words.
Thank you very much. And I thank you to all the participants and visitors at the online conference. I hope I see you in 1.5 hours. Thank you for being part, and hope to see you also in other opportunities. And I wish you a great day.